Hey everybody, it's Roberto. So, I have an awesome new vlogging camera. This is the Panasonic Lumix ZS45 and it is around 200 bucks. I think it is honestly the best budget vlogging camera that I think I've ever seen. Now, granted, it doesn't have all the features of something like the Sony RX100 Mark V. In fact, my friend Sara Dietschy did an amazing review of the Sony RX100 Mark V. You should definitely check that out over on her channel. I'm going to link that up. And while this camera doesn't have all the features that the Sony has, it actually is comparable in the core features. For example, it does have a pop-up flip-out screen, which is amazing. It is convenient to use, it's lightweight, and it does have an amazing zoom range. This has a 20x zoom range. This camera is ideal for just walking around and doing simple vlogs. You're seeing some footage here of me just walking around with it, seeing how it does, and it has great overall image quality. While it doesn't have the wide aperture of the Sony RX100 series, it is still a perfectly usable camera in most situations indoors. Also, the built-in microphone, while not perfect, and like many of these vlogging style cameras, it doesn't have a microphone input jack, it's not that bad. When I first used this to record my thoughts on the death of Vine, I actually was using a feature that was to reduce wind noise because I thought that would make the audio better, and in fact it actually did make the audio worse. So I would just go ahead and not utilize that feature. This does shoot full 1080 HD video up to 30 frames per second. That's the mode that I'm shooting in now, and it's probably my preferred mode for vlogging like this. It does not, unfortunately, have slow-mo features. You would need something like the Canon G7 Mark II, or it's the GX7 Mark II. I'll link that in the description below if you want to check that out. Or even the Canon GX7 Mark I. Those cameras are fantastic, and they do have some slow-mo features up to, I believe, 60 frames per second. I think the Mark II might actually do a little better than that. And those are some really strong cameras. I know that my friend Rohan is actually using the Mark I. He got his used for about $400, and it worked out really well for him. You should check out some of his vlogs if you're interested in seeing what that camera can do. For those of you trying to do vlogging and get started in YouTube, I think this is an ideal camera within almost any budget. With this camera, you have the built-in audio, so you're not worrying about a mic. If you want to, you could record to your phone and sync it up later in post. So if I was putting together a budget kit for vlogging, this would definitely be a camera that ends up on that list. If you wanted to start and you have less than $500, less than $300, this camera will cost you around $200, and then you can spend the rest of the money on software and other things. So, I think that the Lumix ZS45 is a great option for you. I think it's one of the best budget vlogging cameras that I've ever seen, and it's actually going to make it easier for me to do travel videos. I'll still be doing the Dear Entrepreneur series on YouTube using my smartphones because I'm very adamant about that and very adamant about editing it using Premiere Clip as a mobile editing app because I think that's what's really cool. But what this is going to do is it's going to let me diversify some other things on the channel. I'm going to be able to just talk to you guys when I want to about things that happen to be on my mind. I'll be able to actually do more travel footage whenever I'm out in the world and doing speaking engagements. And I'm going to be using this and demoing how it works and editing some footage from it at Vlogger Fair. I'm going to be speaking there at Adobe HQ in Seattle this coming week. November. That's going to be fantastic. I'm actually going to meet up with a couple of people, including Tim Schmoyer, who's also going to be there as an instructor. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And ultimately, I think that that's kind of the deal with wanting to do vlogging, is being able to do fun and interesting things in a way that's easy and convenient and doesn't obstruct your actual life. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to be checking out some more budget gear. I have plenty of links for Amazon in the description below. Those are affiliate links that help out the channel with different recommendations on different priced vlogging cameras. And there is a possibility that sometime next year, I might actually still get the Sony RX100 Mark V, because I think it is probably the best overall vlogging camera out there, just like my friend Sara Dietschy showed off on her channel, and I think it is tremendous, but it is expensive. It's $1,000 worth of a vlogging camera, so unless you're really invested in this and you have a little bit of experience, I don't know that that's your first vlogging camera, but it might be the last one you ever need. If I had like almost no money and I wanted to start a YouTube channel tomorrow, this is probably the camera that I would get. So again, I just really think that this camera is cool and convenient, and that if you want to do vlogging and you don't want to interrupt your everyday life, then this is an ideal camera. It's lightweight, it's convenient, it is very simple to use. You have the pop-up screen so that you can put yourself into frame properly, and while it doesn't have slow-mo features and it doesn't have a super wide aperture, it's more than good enough for you to start YouTube videos on a budget. So if you want a YouTube camera for under $250 that's going to get the job done and let you start really taking this seriously, I'd highly recommend it. The image quality is tremendous for what it is, and it's got decent autofocusing, as you can see. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome stuff on the channel. Remember, I usually check out camera gear and talk about filmmaking and editing on Wednesdays. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today. Take care.